Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the fall semester. You're kind of a good-looking bunch out there. I hope you've all had a great summer and you've had some quality time to spend with your family and good friends, and you're ready to go for Monday because the students are coming and we got a great year ahead with lots to do. I see a few members of the faculty out there. I want to thank them for showing up a day before their contract starts. For some reason, we got a conflict with the state board meetings, which starts tomorrow. So we're here a day early. So maybe you can get a head start and have a long weekend. But thanks for being here. Before we get going, I do want to take a chance to publicly thank once again Bob Custra for all that he's done for this university over the last 15 years. His vision and his tireless dedication has really made a difference to this university. And while I certainly did not expect to be standing before you today, I want you to know that I do consider it a privilege, and I pledge to do my utmost to keep this university moving forward as we search for the right person to continue taking this university to great places. After 28 years at Boise State, I couldn't be more proud of this institution and what we've accomplished over the past couple decades. And I can't think of better preparation than spending the last 8 years working with Bob Custra. So thanks again, Bob, from all of us, wherever you are. And as a peer and a coworker for all of you over the years, I can say with certainty that this will be yet another year of growing quality, unexpected innovation, increased student success, and outstanding research and creative activity. You know, just another typical year at Boise State. I do want to call your attention to the printed program where we've listed faculty who've recently joined our campus, as well as administrators who will be taking on a new or greater role in leadership. We've also listed those longtime faculty and staff who passed in this last year, and we're grateful for the role that they've played in building this great university. You know, ever since the Great Recession, higher education has been in a time of heightened uncertainty. But just as we've done in past recessions, and I've been through 3 recessions at Boise State has shown what it can do when the times get a little tough, this time transforming itself into a national research university with a unique trajectory that continues to gain us recognition on a national stage. Our continued efforts to boost student success are paying off in the lives of our student and alumni and in the economic growth of our state and region. And Boise State continues to lead the state in pursuit of the goal that 60% of Idahoans between the ages of 25 and 34 will have a college degree or certificate. In fact, we are the only four-year institution that has exceeded the state's benchmark for increasing the number of graduates since the 60% goal was established back in 2010. But I assure you that we are not limiting our attention to just those under 25 or 30 or 35 for that matter. We're increasing access to learning for adults of all ages. Our retention and our graduation rates continue to climb, and we once again granted a record number of bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees this year. And this kind of success does not come easy. It results from the incredible work ethic of our faculty and staff and a focused intention in the classroom and across the campus. And check out this graph showing our growth in doctoral students. This fall, we have 324 doctoral students on campus, and our 2 newest PhD programs are growing fast. For example, our new PhD in Ecology, Evolution, and Behavior now has 16 students, and of those 16, 10 arrived with existing publications in peer-reviewed journals. 2 students have their own funding from NSF through the Graduate Research Fellowship Program, which is highly competitive, and 1 student is a previous Fulbright winner. Now that's a strong group of students, and it just gives you some measure of the quality of the program and its faculty. Our PhD in computing is in its 2nd year, already has 30 students, and we anticipate the addition of a new emphasis in data science next spring. The faculty, which has a large number of young assistant professors, has secured more than $5 million in grant funding this past year. And Boise State will soon be offering the nation's first online degree in genetic counseling, a growing discipline that trains healthcare professionals to help patients understand and adapt to the medical and psychological implications of how genetics contributes to disease. Dean Tim Dunnigan and his colleagues in the College of Health Sciences are offering a suite of new programs. Again, a new bachelor's degree in public health, a fully online master's degree in respiratory care, and a certificate in sports coaching. The college's online master of social work is something we've doubled in capacity in recent years and was recently recognized as one of the best in the country. So these are but a few examples of Boise State's continued focus on the development of innovative new programs that our students and our community need. In fact, between last year and the coming year, every single academic college on campus will have launched at least one new degree program or certificate. Now that's a university on the move. And much of our development over the past year, as you know, is focused on the STEM disciplines. This has been catalyzed by generous corporate donors and a growing research agenda, which has led to a surge of students that are coming to Boise State with an interest in science and engineering. But Boise State has not lost its commitment to the arts and humanities. The decision to merge creative writing, theater, and film has led to 3 new undergraduate degrees in writing and narrative arts. And the successful launch of the Narrative TV initiative gave more than 50 students from multiple majors exactly the kind of applied experience that Boise State strives to deliver through our commitment to going beyond the major. You can see in this photo writers, actors, set designers, and others who made this 3-semester project come to life for a vibrant public audience at the Egyptian Theater last year. Meanwhile, students from disciplines across campus can augment their major with a new minor in arts entrepreneurship. This is a program that was developed and championed by Dr. Leslie Durham, who helped launch the School of Arts last year and has recently stepped into the role of Interim Dean of College of Arts and Sciences. Opportunities like this Narrative TV initiative you see here and the Arts Entrepreneurship Program allow students to go beyond the major in order to develop new complementary competencies, the kinds of skills and experiences that will boost their success, not only in landing that first professional job, but long into their careers. In its purest form, the ethos of Beyond the Major represents our university-wide commitment to applied learning, focusing here on the design of organized, credit-bearing experiences outside the classroom in which students engage in a deeper, richer, and more workplace-connected activities that beyond those that are just required by the degree plan. And more than that, Beyond the Major strives to help students develop a thread that connects those individual experiences into their own unique narrative, a story that not only aids them in their self-identification as an emerging professional, but shows the employers the value that their college education brings to them beyond that prescribed by a list of courses that goes with a specific degree. Interim Provost Tony Rourke and Dr. Kelly Myers are working with the deans to integrate and coordinate the ideas generated across this campus through this initiative with the complementary efforts that are already happening on campus in our University Foundations program, throughout our student support efforts, and really in every college and department on campus. So this fall, you should look for the development of a faculty learning community and the introduction of new courses and curricula that are aimed at accomplishing these goals. Further evidence of Boise State's commitment to providing high-quality programs across the disciplines is contained in the 2 major construction projects that you can see going on right now: the Center for Fine Arts on the east end of campus, and then the Micron Center for Materials Research in the west. Our growth in the STEM disciplines, though, has also increased the demand for teaching laboratories, especially in the physical sciences. And so this year, along with projects already in the planning process, like the envisioned School of Public Service building, I will be asking the legislature to support a new facility that provides teaching labs for chemical and biological sciences, which have really just outgrown the building next door, the science building. And speaking of projects in the works, we are close to securing the final parcels that we need if we're going to put up a collegiate baseball park on the southwest side of campus. This project will do far more than just bring another Mountain West sport to Boise State. If you look at that part of campus, it's really in the midst of being transformed. In fact, if you've seen the new Albertsons store that really recently opened up across campus on Beacon, you can get a glimpse of the vibrancy that entire neighborhood is coming to, and it's very exciting. And I think that baseball will someday be part of that vibrancy, and so I'm looking forward to that. Both in and beyond the classroom, the value and economic impact that Boise State brings to our community and the state is clear. It would take all day to cite every recognition that we've earned this year, but I do want to mention a few of them. First of all, congratulations to the College of Business and Economics for once again earning Gold Star accreditation from the Association to Advanced Collegiate Schools of Business, a level achieved by less than 5% of business colleges in the world. I'm pleased to welcome Interim Dean Mark Bannister to campus. He comes to us after leading a thriving Robbins College of Business and Entrepreneurship at Fort Hays State University in Kansas. Dean Bannister brings several years of leadership in both traditional and online business programs, as well as experience working with students from East Asia that will help Boise State in our efforts to internationalize the campus. I'd also like to point out the national ranking of our College of Education, which has climbed to 43rd among public universities in the U.S. News and World Report rankings. Say what you will about the rankings, but parents pay attention. And Dean Richard Osgathorpe and his colleagues have elevated the college ranking in each of the past 5 years. But this year, the college ranks among the top 3 in the Northwest. It ranks among the top 3 in the Intermountain West. And all but one of the colleges of education that are ranked higher than Boise State are housed in Research 1 institutions. In other words, among Carnegie Research 2 and 3 doctoral university, Boise State is now ranked by U.S. News as second in the nation. And thanks to the hard work of our advancement team and many others in this hall, our scholarship campaign was very successful, and it brought in more than $50 million. That effort has led to immediate return for our students. And last year, Boise State was able to offer 33% more donor-funded scholarships than the year before. And we'll need that same kind of campus-wide effort again this fall as we hold Boise State's first Bronco Giving Day on September 13th. And this thing will be crowdfunding for ideas and initiatives that have come from all areas of the campus. You can think of this as an online Bronco Day for donors and community partners, aimed at building that same kind of excitement among them that Bronco Day does for our future students. Well, this has also been a great year for our Honors College, really extraordinary. It has record enrollment. It continues to increase in double digits as it opens its new space last fall at the heart of campus. And I just want a shout out to all the faculty and staff who participate in this program, many of whom you're just doing it as extra duties, because this is continuing to expand the opportunities available to our best and brightest students. And speaking of our best and brightest, congratulations to Dean Andrew Finstuen and his staff, who not only helped 4 recent Boise State graduates earn Fulbright's fellowships, but helped to produce Boise State's first Rhodes Scholars finalist in many years, commencement speaker Rachel Ilana Galina. Indeed, this has been a banner year for student success. Our student development leaders, the so-called Impact Board, have earned 2 national awards from the Council of Advancement in Support of Education. Our student newspaper, The Arbiter, won Idaho Press Club's awards for best websites for a school paper. They swept the general news category and earned a total of 17 statewide awards. And our graduate students continue to earn a litany of national awards. 3 students received highly competitive DoD SMART scholarships for service, and this covers tuition and a living stipend for up to 5 years. 4 graduate students received the highly competitive NSF Graduate Research Fellowships. And biology graduate Chelsea Merriman was one of only 10 students in the country to earn the Ecological Society of America's Catherine S. McCarter Graduate Student Policy Award. So these accolades for our grad students show just how far our graduate programs have become, and they affirm the excellence of the faculty and the hard work that's being done by Dean Tammy Vakahasi and her team in the Graduate College. Last year, by the way, we topped $56 million in external funding for sponsored projects. All signs indicate already that we're going to pass that mark this year. The steady growth in research at Boise State makes us the fastest growing research enterprise in Idaho, and a few of the highlights are shown here on the screen. More than $1 million in grants to help the College of Engineering faculty, led by David Estrada and Harish Subalaman, work towards building more flexible sensors. College of Engineering's Hani Merpuyan received a large grant to boost aeronautical communications. And a 4-year, $5.7 million Department of Justice grant will allow a team in the College of Education led by Katie Bubak-Azavada and Lindsay Turner to implement a statewide pilot effort to make rural schools as safe and as effective as possible. 40 schools across Idaho will get extra training and resources to boost their own learning outcomes and establish best practices for rural schools across Idaho and beyond. The College of Education is really on fire, and they are leaders in the statewide effort to improve our rural schools, and they're getting, obviously, as you can see from the rankings, recognition nationally for that work. Even transportation and parking is in on this action. So over the last 7 years, they have received over $4 million to build the shuttle system that we have, bus shelters, a double-deck bike shelter, the transit center, a park and ride lot near the airport. And shuttle ridership has exploded from about 300 students a month back in 2015 to, what do you think? Over 30,000 per month last spring. And according to the League of American Bicyclists, I didn't know there was one, but I'm sure my wife does. According to them, Boise State is Idaho's only gold-level bicycle-friendly university. By the way, year-round bus passes, such as they are available to all faculty, staff, and students for free, no charge. So what can I say? Go parking and transportation. I want to congratulate Elton Grenard from the Micron School of Materials Science and Michael Ekstrand from Computer Science also, who both earned NSF Career Awards this past year. We've had 14 career award winners in the past 5 years at Boise State. So obviously, to say that Boise State has come a long way in the past decade would be a vast understatement. We set out to be a metropolitan research university of distinction that our city, state, and region that they needed and could be proud of, and we've succeeded on many counts. We've developed graduate programs that our students and our regional partners have asked for. We filled transdisciplinary niches in research and doctoral programming that are attracting top students from around the nation, as well as faculty, and partners from around the world. We set out to create a safe, engaging, and vibrant campus, which has become a destination for students from all over Idaho and beyond. And we've transformed the Boise State experience beyond what many ever hoped for. Parents and students are now our best ambassadors. Other major universities have sent staff to us to see just how we're doing this. And we've seen a steady increase in the number of Idaho students who choose to live on campus their first year. And we know this is important for them because it's a significant correlator to their success. We've also continued to develop partnerships in the business sector. For example, the College of Engineering launched a new partnership with a Taiwanese robotics firm that'll bring cutting-edge robotics into the classroom. And the Computer Science Department's been invited to join the Oculus Next Gen VR Research University, which gives students the opportunity to access 10 top-of-the-line virtual reality setups for experimentation and exploration. Our Work U partnership, which was funded by the Idaho Legislature through the College of Innovation and Design's Innovative Workforce Development Appropriation, has now graduated out of the college and into the Career Center for further expansion and development, where they'll be seeking partnerships with more and more agencies and businesses in the local community to offer students this unique hybrid experience between the classroom and the workplace that WorkU provides. And more than 33,000 students have gone through one of our service learning courses, and each year more than 160 classes in 44 departments, that's virtually every department, connect students with 100 community partners. Dean Corey Cook and the faculty in the School of Public Service, they've adjusted their workload over the past couple years to provide statewide research and support to communities and organizations that don't otherwise have access to the world-class activities that they can provide. Through the Idaho Policy Institute, the school is tackling some of the toughest questions facing under-resourced communities in all corners of this state. The School of Public Service has also taken a leadership role in the state, embracing the value of civic and public engagement, and has launched vital new discussions around civility and human rights. So as part of this vision to be a metropolitan research university of distinction, we have set out to be a vital, comprehensive partner to our community and across the state, but also to industry, nonprofit leaders, all those who are leading Idaho into the future. These activities that I mentioned, these are all part of that commitment, our responsibility as a public university. And the stronger those relationships become, the more opportunities that arise for new and more developed opportunities to continue to be relevant and essential to our region and our economy. We must continue to make our commitment to community among the highest of our institutional priorities. And by the way, people are noticing. So the Idaho Business Review recently honored our Frank and Bethany Church Chair of Public Affairs, Stephen Feldstein, as well as our volcanologist, Brittany Brand, as 2 of the 40 accomplished Boiseans under 40. Stephen and Brittany represent a pair of teacher scholars that were honored among a field that was crowded with business leaders. Community leaders across the valley are now turning to faculty in our Human Environmental Systems group to model urban growth and other land and water issues throughout southeast Idaho and beyond. And as you can all see from this past week and summer and year, this is an issue that is growing in Boise with all the growth. So it's good to have Boise State at the center helping the community understand and act upon these land use issues. And here's a fun fact for you. I think we can be proud of this. For the first time, at least that we can find, the entire Boise City Council is comprised of Boise State alumni. So what's next, you might ask? I don't think it's in Boise's DNA to sit around while we wait for a new president. Do you? No. All right. So let me tell you about a couple of things that are coming down the pike. The College of Business is going to be launching a new program. It's a student-managed social impact investment fund. So the fund gives Boise State students access to real money where they'll be tasked with the goal of achieving social investment returns as well as financial. Students will have the opportunity to learn in practice that doing well can mean doing good. A team effort between the College of Innovation and Design and Extended Studies will bring a new kind of affordable access to higher education. In late July, we just launched our Passport to Education program with our inaugural partner, CapEd Credit Union. The program lets CapEd members sign up for a monthly subscription to access our customizable online bachelor's degree in multidisciplinary studies. This is a remarkable innovation that promises to directly boost the state's 60% goal. Congratulations. And speaking of online access, Boise State faculty in our eCampus now offer 39 degrees and certificates that can be taken fully online. We're right in the heart of our eCampus, 5-year eCampus initiative, so we still have more to come. But these programs currently serve more than 3,000 students from across the country. Boise State offers more than 600 individual courses online, and more than half of all Boise State students will take at least one online course in the coming year. So students of all ages and demographics, geographic locations, are taking advantage of these offerings from Boise State to quality education online where they live and work. These are but a few of the many successes that we're going to pursue over the next year, but we do also have some challenges that we need to set our sights on. Chief among these, from my perspective, well, it's the success gap that remains between our students who come from lower income families and those who have the luxury of attending college without the added financial pressure. So let's go back to that chart that shows our success in boosting retention and graduation rates. Now let's look at the Idaho Pell eligible students. So you can see there's a gap. Yeah, we're moving the needle. It's moving up, moving in the right direction for those students, but we do need to eliminate that gap. Now, we know that many of these students are first-generation students, students from underrepresented minorities who live around the Treasure Valley and commute to campus every day. So this year, the Division of Student Affairs will be expanding its Fast Forward Success program, which targets these students for additional outreach and support. One day, we hope that each and every student who walks onto this campus as freshmen can be assigned a student success team, consisting of an academic advisor, a career coach, and a peer mentor. This fall, though, we're going to start with this pilot program that's aimed at those most vulnerable students. But you know, this isn't just a job for academic advisors or our student affairs professionals or any one group on campus. This responsibility lands squarely on all of our shoulders. I want to remind you what years of research has revealed on this. So on the screen are the big 6 experiences that lead to student success at university. Students who saw the most success reported mostly that they had a professor who made them excited to learn. Check. Had a professor who cared about them as individuals. Check. Had a mentor, either within or outside the faculty, who pushed them to reach their goals. Working on that. Had a chance to work on a long-term project, had a chance to work at a job or internship related to classroom lessons, and got engaged in extracurricular activities and groups. And I think there are lots of activities to do that, and we just need to help students become aware of those activities and reach out to them when they need it. So financial aid for these lower income students is certainly important, and we need to continue the True Boost Scholarship Program for Pell eligible students. This is a program that if you're Pell eligible, we have scholarships to fill the gap so that at least you'll have your tuition and fees covered. But emotional support, mentorship, and engagement of students are also key to the success of these students. And it's clear to me that any one of us on this campus can contribute to one of those life-changing activities for a Boise State student. And so my challenge to you is that you be conscious of the difference that you can make in your role, and then to look for opportunities to do just that, in the classroom certainly, but with your student workers, in every interaction that you have with the current, future, and lifelong Broncos. These students are sometimes hard to read, but sometimes you can just tell there's something not quite right, there's something going on, and we just got to reach out because it can make such an incredible difference, because if they can get through that day, they can get through the semester many times. So as an institution, we must stay focused on expanding retention and student success for all students. By the way, in case you haven't heard, our years of work across the campus in boosting student retention and graduation rates has recently caught national attention. Last spring, we were one of 5 universities in the country honored by the APLU for innovation and building innovative and effective ways to increase retention and graduation. Now we're being asked by APL to join their Transformation Cluster initiative. So this brings together 100 universities in 10 clusters with the goal of expanding access and eliminating that achievement gap with lower income students. Another challenge that faces Boise State, like it does in universities across this country is the growing need to build a truly inclusive and rigorous campus community while encouraging and celebrating free speech and open discussion of ideas. So as we acknowledge in the report from the President's Commission on Diversity and Inclusion, there are things we can do better. Well, I am pleased to report that we are making strides in fostering inclusive excellence on campus. So let me give you a few examples. The Center of Teaching and Learning and the Institute for STEM and Diversity Initiatives are partnering this year to take the lead on a 2-year Howard Hughes Medical Institution grant. This grant is aimed at boosting these retention efforts across the campus in new ways. Faculty at Boise State and the College of Western Idaho are working together on a $1.5 million NIH grant to boost the number of underrepresented students in the biomedical fields of study. The Lewis-Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation is helping connect the Venture College with underrepresented students. And the Center for Multicultural Education Opportunities in the College of Education received $8.4 million from the U.S. Department of Education to extend and expand the work it's already doing with underrepresented students through programs like TRIO, Upward Bound, Veterans Upward Bound, and the McNair Scholarship Program. So last summer, the President's Commission on Diversity and Inclusion worked with its advisory council to examine the challenges and opportunities, share key voices and data, and identify future directions. And they identified these 6 intersecting levels at which there's an opportunity for us to take action, leading with inclusion and diversity, fostering a sense of belonging and being valued, increasing the diversity of our community, achieving an inclusive instructional climate, supporting our campus community, and communicating effectively. I am committed to building on this work over the year ahead. So as Director of Equity and Inclusion, Dr. Gayla Thomas-Dabney will be offering biweekly training sessions on implicit bias for our search committees. And I'm setting aside a pool of funds, central funds, that will be administered by Gayla and accessible by search committees for the explicit purpose of increasing the diversity of our applicant pools. Gayla will also be promulgating a series of workshops this year for all faculty and staff on diversity, inclusion, and implicit bias. These workshops will be coordinated with our Pathway to Leaderships program. This is a program which is being developed under the leadership of Michelle Payne, who will be working with the Office of the Provost as Assistant Provost for Leadership and Development. I'm also asking Dr. Thomas-Dabney to work with our policy group and other faculty, staff, and student constituencies over the coming year to ensure that we are doing all we can in our policies and practices to promote and support a culture of diversity and inclusion on the campus. In another initiative, I'm asking the Boise State community to embark on a self-study in academic excellence and student success that will not only augment this year's reaccreditation efforts, but will result, my hope, is in a tangible and actionable set of information that can prepare the next president as he or she comes in and is trying to move this university forward. I want to be ready, and that work will be co-led by the offices of the Provost and the VP for Student Affairs. We'll also be working alongside our sister institutions this coming year on a number of statewide priorities, led by the State Board of Education in response to the Governor's Task Force on Higher Education. Tony Rourke has already taken a strong leadership role in how Boise State helps the State Board of Education create a greater sense of what they're calling systemness across Idaho. As part of that effort, he's working with faculty to create a common course numbering across Idaho institutions for our general education courses. These are the courses you may sometime hear referred to as GEM courses. This work is designed to ease the transition between universities because we all know that many of our Idaho students, it takes them a while. Sometimes they struggle to find their academic home. And a great number of these transfer students find their way to our own campus. And we must do everything in our power to boost their opportunities for success and their timely degree completion. We've also been working with the board to expand access to open educational resources, OER. I know many of folks are in this room and across the campus are working on this. We're taking this up as a statewide initiative. And the ultimate goal of this work is for faculty and staff from across the state to be working together to create free and open course materials for each of our common 41 GEM courses that we offer across the state. OER will be the focus of a statewide summit next month, and the State Board has devoted funding for each campus to facilitate this effort. OER development, and the use of existing OER for that matter, can make a significant impact on student cost. And I would like, as in the past, for Boise State to distinguish itself as a university of the future by taking a lead role in this important work. The State Board would also like to see more intentionally guided pathways for students, starting as early as middle school, so to help students explore and discuss their interests with the aid of high school counselors, so that those who are ready, at least, might begin a more focused path that ensures timely completion of a college degree, and maybe they're a little bit more ready and understanding of what where their true passion lies when they hit the college campus. So to complement that work, Boise State is working towards launching a Parents Academy. This is a proven way to help families of first-generation students better understand the value and the challenges of pursuing a college degree. When the parents haven't been to college, they don't know how to pursue the bureaucracy, the aid of sending their students to college. We need to help them, and we can help them with that. This includes navigating the complexities that go with enrollment and understanding the resources that are available to help those students in need. We'll be discussing with the State Board and the Idaho Legislature a plan that Dr. Webb has crafted also to expand college-embedded career counseling in order to further that vision of having every incoming student have a team for them, a team of people that is devoted to their success, as I mentioned earlier. Now, as we know, when it comes to finding a person who's going to become our next president, the State Board and the leaders in this community have set a high standard, as we hoped they would. Now, it may be easy to assume that the success of Boise State is all about finding another dynamic and successful president like the one who led Boise State for the past 15 years. But how many of you had a chance to attend one of the farewell parties for Bob Custer over the last 6 months? He had several. He had a lot of hands. I went to several of them, and Bob would say himself repeatedly, it is absolutely not all about the president. Of course we want a dynamic and visionary leader, someone with a strong mind, and someone that also exemplifies the Boise State blue-collar work ethic. But the past and the future success of Boise State is all about the work that each and every one of you have been doing, will continue to do every day here at Boise State. It's the work that you all did together that transformed Boise State into a Carnegie-designated doctoral research university that led to dramatic and meaningful increases in student success that has earned national recognition. It is your commitment and hard work that created one of the safest, most beautiful, engaging, and exciting urban campuses in the West. You all working together did these things. And you all working together will continue to lead Boise State on the unique trajectory that has captured the attention of high school students and their families from across Idaho and beyond, attracted higher education leaders from across the country, and brought outstanding teacher scholars to Boise State from some of the leading institutions of the day. That's all on you, so thank you for making me proud to be a Bronco. Please join me in the quad for the President's Picnic and have a great semester. Go Broncos!